This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by the new WBO World Number One challenger, Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon, how are you doing this morning?
Good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Obviously, as I said there, you're now the number one in the WBO World rankings. How did you feel to see that?
I'm coming for that. I want that title. I'm gonna get. I said it. I'm gonna be a world champion while I'm 30. It's happening. I'm telling you.
Waking up to that news, obviously, I know it puts you one step closer now. Next step for you, what would it be?
Probably have a fight June, July, end of June, July, and if that's the title, if the title coming next before the end of the year, I'm going. I'll go America. I'll fight here, wherever's best. I'll do it. Do it is.
Current holder of that belt is Joe Smith Jr. He obviously recently fought Maxim Vlasov. Just your thoughts on that first and foremost. What did you make of his win?
You know what? Great win. Obviously, as a world champion, it's not easy to become a world champion. I felt. I can't lie. I fell asleep in the second round. 7th round. Sorry. So I didn't. I've been told the fight went just like that, like the whole way. So, yeah, fair play to him.
Your thoughts on about them with Joe Smith Jr. Lyndon? Stylistically, what would everybody expect from it? How do you think it would play out?
I personally, I think I'd box his head off. You know what? Yeah, it's hard to say what you'll do from just looking at a fighter, because it's obviously a lot different when you're in there with them. But I believe in myself, so I believe I'll be victorious in that.
But then you are one step closer, like I say. But moving on until that time comes around. Punditry work for BT again this past weekend. How did you find it?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. It's good fun. It's just an experience, innit? I'll come to the territory of boxing, and I got some good feedback from it. People say I'm a good speaker and I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I really don't, but I sound like I do, so it's okay.
Lyndon, you certainly do know what you're talking about, because I enjoy listening to you as well. What's it like though when you do see the tweets and the comments over social media in a positive manner?
It's good, man, because you just you finally get to reap the rewards of boxing, of people actually acknowledging you know, even away from fighting, it's just nice. It's nice people saying nice things about you. You can't look too much into social media, because social media is a horrible thing. It can turn on you in a day or in seconds. So you can't really look too much into it. But while it's here, I'll enjoy it.
Obviously, we see a lot of fighters. I know you're nowhere near that stage of your career, but when the time comes and fighters hang up their gloves, they might go down that media route, doing some punditry work, some commentary, or they might look to become trainers, managers, what have you. Do you feel like you could see a career after boxing as a pundit, as a commentator?
Boxing has been my life now for a good part of it. So I would love to stay around it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. It's not something that I say, when I finish boxing, I want to completely put it in the back of my head and never go near it again. So obviously, if I ever get a chance to do punditry work for a job or something like that, then most definitely.
Now let's obviously move on and through the card from Saturday. Cash Bentley, the headline fight. Felix Cash with a very impressive 3rd round stoppage victory. Lyndon, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought it was good by Cash. Shown experience really, and you know, gritty fighter. He gets close, works, throws in combinations, kind of, you know, Bentley likes to start fast, and Cash kind of started faster than him and kept it open. The pedigree shown a little bit, I think. But fair play to Bentley for you know, he's been a British champion now. He'll go down in history as that, and he'll come back. It's only one loss early in his career, so it makes no difference. Just great win for Bentley. Cash, sorry, he'll move on now.
After the fight, we saw Felix calling for the likes of Liam Williams, Chris Eubank Jr. He's previously looked at that European route as well. In your opinion, though, say somebody like Liam Williams is just fallen short against Demetrius Andrade, would that be the type of matchup you'd like to see next, or do you think it's maybe still too soon for Felix, or Liam might not drop back down? Your thoughts?
I mean, Felix should probably go and do the European. If I was him, if I was in his position, that's what I'd do. I think that's what a lot of people would do. Get a European, maybe defend that once, and then try and go for a world title. But then if he's going to defend it against Liam Williams, then that's obviously a good fight, and that will give him a yardstick on where he is. But obviously, as a boxer, I just feel like becoming a world champion is the main focus in this one, especially once you've won the British or the Commonwealth, and you can win the European. The world title is what we train all our lives for. So if you can push towards that, I believe that's what you should do.
On the undercard, we saw Callum Johnson return, somebody who's been mentioned with your name as well. What did you make of his second round stoppage victory?
Good stoppage. You can't judge him too much on the fact that he's been out of the ring for 2 years, 700 plus days. So as far as that, there he did well. He boxed a good guy, and he got him out of there. He took a shot in the first round, stayed up, came back. He said he wasn't even buzzed. He looked like he was, but obviously he'll know better than anyone because he was in there. He took the shot. He was able to take that, come back and get the stoppage win, which is what he wanted. So that's good for him.
What was your reaction to seeing Callum get buzzed in the first round? Obviously being there live at the time, was it a surprise to you? Did you kind of see that was an opportunity or an opening for Markic?
Yeah, it was obviously an opportunity for him, but he didn't capitalize on it. And as Callum said, he wasn't buzzed in the head or anything. I didn't think nothing of it. I was excited to watch it. Like when I kind of fight like that, and you kind of come away from the Punditry side of things, you're just a fan of the sport again for a split second. So it was just good to watch. Good little humdinger.
Now I know, like we said earlier, you are looking at that world scene. You're closing in on that WBO title shot. But Callum Johnson, like I say, he has been mentioned for yourself. Do you think you two will cross paths at some point?
Most definitely. I'm confident in that fight, but like I said, I want the world title, so I'll fight. I'm going in that direction. But if we do, it'd be great if I could win the world title and then defend it against Callum. You know what I mean? So.
Moving forward again, Adelaide Sokolowski. A lot of people had Kamil Sokolowski winning the fight on Saturday, Lyndon. What did you make of it and the scorecard?
I've not watched it back, but from what I've seen on Twitter and stuff like that, a lot of people say lost. At the time, I wasn't really watching what Sokolowski was doing. I was just watching the times at Adelaide. So when I commented after the fight, it was like I wasn't really being a pundit or taking notice like that. I was just watching what he was doing because I'm not a fan of him, kind of thing. And he's a cool kid. He just needs to, I spoke to him after it on Twitter, I seen the messages, and I just think he needs to just go back to the gym like David Day said at the night and just work on his jab and stuff like that. You can't. Boxing's that's one of the examples of boxing being a horrible sport, because when he was knocking everyone out, people would have been backing him, getting with Garmin, but now he's another one, not so good performance. Everyone's like, oh, hype job, he was this, he's that. So, it is what it is. He will live and learn from it. As long as he does live and learn from it, and then he'll come back and it'll be fine.
At this stage of his career, Lyndon, what do you think should be next? Do you think he should look for a rematch with Kamil, or should he look?
For his own head as well, because he'll have doubts now. As confident as you are when you're in a fight like that, and as much as you say, "Oh, I don't listen to the internet," like people say the same thing over and over again. You have to hear, you have to listen to it. So you would have doubts, and he will want. I'm sure he's probably a proud man that will want to prove himself right. And prove the haters wrong, kind of thing. So a rematch will be good for him, and I think if he's a smart fighter and he goes away and just works on what he should work on, and he'll get him out of there and he'll get a good win against him.
Lyndon, just a couple of fights coming up. I want to get your thoughts on this weekend. Your friend, your former campmate, Sonny Edwards, from your amateur days, getting ready to fight for that IBF world title. How's he been doing?
Yeah, good man. He's saying he's sharp. He's been he's done the weight the best he's ever done it. He's eating a lot. he feels ready, man, and I believe him 100%. I think he's gonna do it. I watched the kid that he's fighting the other day. I think Sonny's got the beating of him, and he's got everything that Sonny will need to look good in there. Like Sonny can be a fighter where he can make you look very stupid, make you miss a lot, and I think he'll do that. I think he'll come through that fight.
And the following on Saturday night, we see Parker Chisora up in Manchester, up in your hometown. What do you make of it? What do you think will happen?
Good fight, as long as Derek Chisora, we never hits up and down with Chisora, we never know what Chisora is going to come, but as long as he comes to bring war, then I think that fight can be a great fight. Again, it's heavyweights. Parker, Chisora always pulls something out of the bag when you think he's not going to. Like when he boxed Takam and stuff like that, he pulls stuff out. Even when he boxed Dillian White the first time and the second time, both of them fights were good. So yeah, he always pulls out of the bag. He pulls something out of the bag. So I'm rooting for him. Good fight. I can't wait to watch that.
Have you dropped a little message to Eddie Hearn or to see if he can squeeze you in to watch a show?
Nah, I don't mind watching that on telly. I don't mind, because I'm gonna go to London anyway and watch Sonny on Friday.
And then Lyndon, just one more fight on the card I want to touch on. A former campmate of yours, Marcus Morrison, getting ready to face Chris Eubank Jr. A tall order. I know a lot of people see Chris Eubank Jr. as a heavy favourite in the fight, but what do you make of it, and how much of a chance do you give Marcus?
Marcus can hit very hard. It's obviously a big ask for him. Well, it looks like a big ask on paper, and Chris Eubank's been boxed at a higher level, probably boxed the better opponents, and it is what it is. Sometimes you have to just take opportunities when they come. Again, Marcus can hit very hard. If he hits and he lands with the right hand, he could hit Chris Eubank. He could beat him, he could knock him out. Again, I'm excited for that fight. Good luck to him. I hope he does it.
Lyndon, final word to yourself before I let you go to enjoy the rest of your day. For everybody who's going to be updated from those WBO rankings earlier, from all your fans, your followers, what would you like to say to them?
He's coming. I'm going to be a world champion. Well, I said it. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I'm going to find it. It's somewhere in this house. I wrote it down about 10 years ago. Watch.
Lyndon, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.